Now, in our previous class, we have talked about how to open, how to write to a file, how to read from a file, and how to append informations to a file. Now, in this tutorial, we'll be going into file upload. These are parts of the things that get PHP more interesting. Now you get to upload files, you get to read a file and input a file for a user. So we'll be going into file upload to see how that is done. Now the first thing we need to know is to configure the php.ini file to accept upload. The php.ini file can be found in the XAMPP server folder that contains our server. Now the server, mostly by default, it is set to on, but we don't know how it can be. It can be tampered with and be set to on. So if you try to upload your file, I'll be doing a tutorial later on how to meet or how to navigate to your php.ini file to check if the file upload is on. So if it's on, we can go ahead and continue. Now the first thing we want to do is create an HTML form that allows or imputes data from the user. So now we have our form action method and egg type. I'll be showing you that in the next slide. Okay. Okay, so now we're back here and I'll be teaching you how to create a form, right? In the last, I think somewhere within this tutorial, I've showed you how to create a form, but I'll be going over it again. So now we have our form. Our form is an HTML element that allows you to input data through a form. And our form contains lots of parameters. We have the action. The action means where the form is going to be processed or submitted. Now we have another one called the method, which shows which method are we going to use to get the information into it. So I'm going to use a post method, and we have another attribute called enc type. Now all these things I'm putting into it with these blue marks, they are called attributes. An attribute allows you to give your elements certain characters or certain configurations that allow them to do certain things. So we have our enc type, that is the encryption type. We want it to be a multi-part / form data, which means it can accept file upload. Then we have an input. Now what is an input tag? An input tag is what allows you to input to the server or to get input from the user. So we have the type of file. We want a file, and we want it to have a name. Now what is a name does? A name gives it an identity that makes the processing of the PHP file to accept or to store a value predefined to this. So the name, we can call it file, and we also have another input called we'll make this a submit, and we call it a name of upload, and we give it a value. Give it a value called upload file. Now let me go over this again. Now the input allows you to put input into your form. We have different types of input. We have the text, we have the name, we have the password, we have the email, we have the file, we have the submit, we have the checkbox. We have so many types of input. But for this one, since we want to upload a file, we are using a file input. And the name helps the PHP processor to identify or to name what input you are sending. So if you have an input of username, password, we give it the name username, give it the name password, so that this PHP processor can effectively pick out the information from that input using the name. So this, we are uploading a file with a name of file, or it can be anything. We can say file upload, that's the name, and we are coming to the submit, giving it a name of upload, and this is how our file is created. Let's go to our browser and see. Okay, I think I have a PHP tag open here. Let me close it. Okay, so now we have choose file, which means the file that I want to upload, and we have the upload file button. If you click on the upload file button, you see it's opening here because it's not doing anything, because it's just rolling because there's nothing. If you click on the choose file, it opens our document to help us to select a file. So that is how to create the form. For now, we'll not be doing much of styling, or I can come ahead and give it a breaking tag here so that it breaks to the next line. So that it breaks to the next line, and we can see. Let me increase that. Let me increase that so that it breaks properly. Okay. It didn't do much of the breaking anyway. Okay, it didn't save well. Okay, so it breaks now, so we can now see. So let me go ahead and make this form a bit more readable. And put this in a field set, and put this in a legend that says file to upload. Okay, make it more visible or more like a file now. Okay, so we have this like this. Now let's go ahead and process the form. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to create the PHP file upload script, right? So let's say we don't want it to process the form on that particular page where we are filling the form, and we want it to process on another form. We have to create another new file called upload, where our upload will be done. So now we'll be creating the new file and save it as upload.php, and we are going to go back to our index and tell it that it should process the form on upload.php. Alright, so now we have our upload.php. Okay, now coming back here.
Okay, now coming to creating the upload file. After we've created the file in our PHP, there's some things we need to know about uploading of files. Now, we have the target directory. Whenever you want to create a file, there must always be a place where the file is going to store. Okay, so our target directory means we are going to create a folder called uploads, and that is where it's going to be. So our target file also means which file do we want to store. So we're going to make our target file the place we want to upload it, the target directory. We append it to the file. Now the base name of the file is the original raw name of the file you are uploading. If you are uploading a file as, let us say, udevelop.txt, the base name of the file is going to be udevelop.txt. So, and it contains is a function that contains two parameters. One is the file to upload and the name in the index. Okay, it's an array of the file to upload and the index, where this file to upload is the name given to the file. We shall see. Okay, now then we have a status called upload is equals to 1. Then we also have another one. This say image file type. Now this image file type help us to know what is the extension of the image. Okay, now so we have a string to lower function, path info, target file, and the path info extension. Now these are predefined functions for PHP. We do not go into finding out why they are there, but they are the way it is being created. So path info contains file targets, the target file, and the path info extension. So we need to now do the next thing is to check if the image file is actually an image or a fake image. So we have a function. So let's go into our text editor and do this. Now the first thing we need to do is to create our target directory, and we said is uploads our target file, which is equals to the target directory or the base name of files of, okay, let me check what the name is here. File upload, let me copy it, put it here, file upload, and we have another called the name. Okay, that is, now we said I want to do upload, okay, equals to 1. Now this is setting a variable to help us to check what is going to be if the upload is not okay, but we'll be coming back to that later. So let's continue. We have the image file type, which is equals to a string to lower, which is equals to a string to lower of a path info of our target file, which I want to be sure, and our path info extension, and we close that. So now we've been able to say, okay, we want to check to see if it's actually an image. Okay, so create a function or an if statement that says if, now from here, this is submit, our file name to submit, the submit is called upload, the name of the submit button is called upload. So yeah, I'll say if is set. Now what is a set? A set is a function in PHP to set or to check if a particular session or a particular command is functioning, if it is set. So it is if is set to check if it is set. So if it's set, post, since we are using a post method to get the form from PHP, we are going to use post of upload. I think it's upload, right? Yeah, upload. So if it is set, the post of upload, that is to say if upload it is clicked, if upload is clicked, then check is equals to
Okay, so we're back here, and so when we check to see if it's set of the post of upload, that is, if the upload was clicked from here, if you click on submit and it packs the name of upload. So once upload is clicked, it comes back and check to get the image size of the file type that you're uploading to see if it's actually an image. Okay, so now if check is false, because we said you should get image size, so if it's false that is not an image, right? Or rather, if it is not, this exclamation mark means not. So if it is not false, it should echo out the file is an image and also append the type. This mime here means you should check the type of the file. So it's also going to say if this is an image, it should say the file is an image and append the type of image it is to it. Then upload is equals to 1, which is upload is okay. But else, if it is not equals to false, that is if the check is true, then it should say file is not an image. So let's go ahead and go to the browser. Let's reload this because we've made some changes to the script. Then we choose a file. Okay, let us choose this one. Click on open, click on upload. It says file is an image and the check type is an image of type JPEG. So it's saying that that is an image. But if we go back, let's reload. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to our index. Since we are doing it on our index page, we go back to our index page. Let's choose another type. And let me choose this. This is a DOX. Click on open. I click on upload. It says file is not an image. Okay. Let's go back to index. Let's choose another type of image. Okay, I have an image in WEBP format. Let's open it and click on upload. It says this file is an image with WEP format. So we can see the difference between using the two, and we can see that. So from this place, so the check mime will tell us the type of image it is. So that's for file upload.